Earlier today, JP had a stream. This is the last stream on their GungHo Tour. The first one is where they announced Monster Hunter. Second one, they announced Digimon and JJK. And then this is the last one. So version 21.8. Right now, we just got the update for 21.7. Actually, I think it got combined in NA because in JP, 21.7 had some stuff and 21.7.1 had the buffs to the rows and I think the Takoyaki Awakenings. I'm pretty sure we got those Awakening buffs right away in this latest version. So this is going to be the next somewhat major update. Let's see what's new. The Divine Clear Awakening, it's getting buffed. Like pretty much every unit has full bind resist. There's only a few weird ones here and there that do not have it. Circular, for example, resist bind plus. Usually that awakening, if your unit does not have this awakening that most decent units have it, then they would get bind for like a few turns, meaning your awakenings are invalid and you can't use the unit's skill. So you have to match a whole row of heal orbs, so at least 6 to proc this awakening. As of now, it clears 6 turns of bind and the buff will double that. So this is recovery bind plus, so it'll recover 12 turns of bind and the normal non-plus version will recover 6 turns. In addition to that, your unit will also get an attack boost. So like 8x attack for Super Fua. So for these awakenings, the plus version will quadruple your attack. So it's almost like a 7C plus, and the regular one will be like a 7C, but obviously you don't get the combo bonus, the 14 combo bonus that you get with 7C. The roulette clear Leighton will also get buffed. They're gonna increase the amount of turns that they reduce of roulette. The prerequisite is that you have to have a recovery bind awakening on the unit. It hasn't been really that relevant. I think the last time I've actually used it was like in MD1 or Alt MD1. And that was a long time ago. And now the Leighton recovers 10 turns instead of 5 turns. On any unit that has 3 or more of the Bind Clear Awakening, they're gonna be changed to only have 2. So this is sort of like the same as what happened with Sergio when TPAs got buffed. We just saw that change right now. Sergio used to have 4 TPAs. So this one used to have 4 TPA Awakenings. After the TPA buff, because TPAs now do more damage, I think it's 2.2 for each Awakening, he got reduced to only have 3. So they're gonna do the same with the bind recovery awakening. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna buff any unit that will get reduced because the awakening is getting buffed. I don't think they would consider it a nerf. Units have at most 5. Okay, this one. So I don't know what's gonna happen here because she has 6. So any unit that has 3 or more, they're gonna get reduced to only have either 1 plus or 2 regular ones. So they might actually just delete 2 of these awakenings, just leave this unit to have 2 empty awakenings. Like for Halloween, this current unit, I think this is Alrune, those awakenings are gonna be removed if they have more than 3. So the maximum on a unit will only be 2. Tamayo, I don't know what's gonna happen to her. Not that it matters that much. So I'm pretty sure this only applies when the unit is overcharged, because otherwise I think it'll be too broken if you can use any skill. Because as we'll see in this example, the first Aiden is going to use their own equip. When you see they're glowing differently, there's a menu that asks you, do you want to do the base active skill or the equip active skill? So you can choose from there. So now there's no issue of having units overcharged if they have their own equip. In this example here, Aiden is using his own equip, and it could be any equip that the other forms have. This is the last Aiden. This is to show that if you have some other equip, you're not going to have the choice. This is going to pretty much incentivize pulling dupes of a unit. Usually a unit equip is a really good complement for the base form. That's also one thing to note. They didn't really show it, but if you have skills off, I don't know how that would work. I don't know if it's going to ask you to confirm. I mean, we'll find out soon enough when these changes go live. So they're changing the friend tab to friend list. You can search people. It's pretty much the same stuff plus a few other things. Like you can go from settings, you can open the web. I guess that's achievements, and then path battle, which we don't have, and then presence, and then I'm assuming best friend. If you look at the bottom, that's where you can put up your helpers. So before it would depend what you have in your first slot, second slot, and your active slot. So now you can just choose which 3 units you'll have up as your helper. So that's a nice change. You don't have to worry about what do I have on my first slot, second slot. So this is not a bad change. And next, they tease a new collab. Apparently, it's a new Disney RPG pixel game that I think GungHo, I don't know if they made it. and you can see their logo on the top corner. So I'm assuming they were involved. Maybe they made it, they published it. So we're having a collab. Well, I don't know if we NA are gonna get a collab because we missed the. I wasn't playing at the time, but there was a Disney collab at some point, and NA didn't get it. So I don't know if the same thing will happen. Okay, this is some art. Stitch, Genie, Captain&Hook, Winnie Pooh and Friends, and some units have pixel evos. And I think this is like a rim draw fever type of event. I think that means you have to clear 40 fire orbs within the time limit. So there's a title. I think BGM units have, as of late in JP, you get like a cheap free version. It obviously has really weak awakenings when compared to the REM version. So this is Winnie Pooh and Friends reward, and this is Captain&Hook and Peter Pan reward. So these are free, and there's a login stamp. Okay, there's two machines. So maybe they're splitting because there's an old lineup and a new lineup. Maybe they'll split it into two machines. I'm going by the icon. So I'm assuming, as it usually is the case, the last roll is the best roll. So this is going to start December 4th in JP. Again, who knows if NA will actually get it. I think Korea did get it, so they have better chances than us. We'll see. Hopefully these are not good. I'm only saying that because we might not get it. Now we have art for new Ordeal Hinokagasuchi. So there's more Japanese Ordeals coming. Last stream they announced Tsukuyomi and Amaterasu, and then Ordeal Kushinara Hime. Let's see, and I don't know if you guys knew, but there was an election for units to be included in a Maid/Butler event, like in-house REM event. The voting already happened, so 6 will be made. So here we are, voting happened, and let's look at the winners. For GFEs and Pantheons, so Nell, first place, Kamimasubi, second place, and Nephthys as third place. That was for the first round of voting. And the second set was for like special in-house units. For Butlers, we got Tsukuyomi, Albrecht, and Sagiri. So they're going to have a Butler variant. So now for the in-house variants, for Maids, Ideal, Gin Tonic, and the one of the units that started the whole thing. Honestly, Ideal has so many variants, I don't really get the hype. So now for the Butlers, Kurotobi, Mikage, and Suo. Currently, there's a 1 billion challenge, which is live already in JP. You can get 1 billion rank XP if you clear this. It's a pretty insane number. It started today. It's replayable, and I think you could get some of the UN bosses gem drops. You need a bunch of SDRs for the first floor. I think you need at least 4. This is the first one that popped up on my homepage. It looks very, very long. Omnimon is pretty broken when it comes to his damage output. Okay, there's a lot of styling. It's not a short dungeon. But for 1 billion XP, I don't know. Might be worth it. Just run it 1 time, maybe 2 times. You can actually do the ad for double experience. Okay, something dropped. So it could have been the monster form or the gem that you get from UN3. Okay, you face them all in a row. There's also a fastest title that you can get from this dungeon. We'll have the hindsight once the results come out. I saw this picture on Twitter and it looked so annoying. This guy has 6 shields. But yeah, with Omnimon, you're always breaking 1 shield with his skill. I don't know how big those shields are. So depending on whatever your team is, you might have to spend more than 1 turn to break a shield. So yeah, the UN1 boss drop and the SN3 gem drop. Drop tray is not guaranteed. That's annoying. This is the appreciation/Thanksgiving event. We don't usually get it in time, so NA doesn't call it Thanksgiving, but we'll get it in 2 months after JP. So this year, we got those chance for up to 50 free rolls. You could get pretty bad rolls from there, like a bunch of Pantheons. So this is this year's appreciation, which we'll probably see late January, February sometime. And it goes on for like 2 months. First day, you'll get 100 stones from the login stamp, and then 23 GFE rolls, and then on the last day, 5 black medals, which honestly, that seems like a downer as the last reward. So that's for November, and this is December. December, you'll have also 100 stones, but they're gonna be spread out. And the first and the last roll are gonna be 7-star GFE rolls. So that could include Circlia and Arc Bursa, or the new machine GFEs that we haven't gotten yet, but we'll get them soon in NA. And there's a few anniversary Tamajas, just MP pretty much. So that's for December in JP. So probably our January is gonna look like the previous stamp, and February probably like this. We'll have New Year's going on around there. Let's see. There's also a quest. I don't know if these are gonna be replacing quests for the month of November, because if you notice, these quests, they're gonna give 100 total stones as opposed to the usual 120 stones. So my hope is that this is another 100 stones on top of the 120. All of the floors are gonna be fixed theme. So they're gonna have Player's Choice Super Gadfest also. So the voting is gonna be from November 1st to the 4th, and they actually removed Pantheons from the lineup. Survey 1 will include GFEs. Survey Part 2 will include in-house events, except for bartenders. Everything else is pretty outdated. I don't know if they'll actually buff some units. Probably we'll see that sometime in January too. And obviously the resets, best friend, rank machine. They didn't add 1200 rank machine. I mean, that'd be kind of crazy. The requirements for that, it's a lot of XP. So they added some of the newer GFEs to Pad Pass, which I guess it's nice. I mean, it kind of dilutes the pool a little bit, but now you have a chance to get Circlia, well, in JP. I don't know when we'll see this, probably 2 months as usual. I think they're gonna do the lucky title as it's been custom now. Every time a person comes and rolls, they do a multi-pull and then they can choose one unit that they'll buff. Depending on what you pull, you'll get some points and then that person will get lucky title in game. So it's another JP exclusive title. I mean, it's just luck based. So this is their multi-pull, and I mean, all of these, they need buffs. Daytona recently got some buffs. They chose Flamey and Bubbly. The fact that we didn't get it, I guess it just means we're not gonna see it. You know, one thing we are also missing is the fact that you can see every single unit. I mean, sometimes I would like to do this for like a video or something. Usually in NA, if you don't own a unit, it's blanked out. It just has a question mark. This has been a thing in JP for I don't know how long now. And this is something we haven't gotten. And it seems like we're not gonna get it. I can see every single unit. Sometimes I would rather look at this instead of the monster search, because you can also see the art. You can see the stats, the super awakenings. So this is JP. There's no question mark. Let me switch to NA. There's so many question marks. If you haven't encountered it, like in a dungeon, oh, there's some here. I think these are empty slots. So JP doesn't have any units. But yeah, NA, we haven't gotten this. It's been a long time. I don't know why we're not getting it. Going back to the pad resume, from here, you could share this with people. You could add your favorite units, top 5. So yeah, your ID, favorite units, rank, how many days you've logged in, play style, I guess you could choose here, and you can show off your titles too. We didn't get this. We should have gotten this a few months ago, I think. Let's see the second person. So this is what they pulled, and they chose Seawolf. So Seawolf will get buffed. It should be soon. Last time, I don't think they took a week even. Last time Celine got buffed. That was the most notable one, I think. Right now in NA, she gives 1.8 rank XP. In JP right now, it's 1.9 for this person. Yeah, I don't get why we're not getting that. I don't think that takes a lot of effort to just display the icons. Let me see a unit's super awakenings. I want to see their stats. I want to see other Evo. I want to see the whole unit. It's very puzzling. This person, I believe they chose Elfried. So Elfried will get buffed. I believe even at the time, she had really low effective HP in her leader skill. Was it always this on release? I think it was lower than this. I think it was like 70% damage reduction. This is 5x effective HP. This is obviously low for nowadays, but I think on release, she had pretty low effective HP too. Drows are making somewhat of a comeback in JP at least, so maybe we'll see her resurface. Probably not though. And from here, they chose, oh, Camilla. Obviously, yeah, P doesn't want to buff Camilla, because I think that was what people were saying last time. He obviously doesn't want to buff Celine either, because it's such a crazy unit already. But yeah, speaking of which, Daywolf, their sync awakening is Bark Break. Apparently, I didn't know this was a thing with Dungeon Boost either, but once you enter a dungeon with a Dungeon Boost for the Bark Break awakening, you get that increased drop rate for the whole game, for the whole dungeon. So it really sucks that their sync awakening, which will stay throughout the whole game, is that. And then Daywolf could have gotten something like at least more useful as a sync awakening. This guy, I think this guy chose Madhu. I mean, Orihime has pretty crazy equips already. The Levitate equip is really great. Levitate at healer type, that's good for SN3. Oh, the other kid is also doing a pull. This is kind of bad. I don't see a unit. They're gonna buff Tira actually instead of a Rem account. That's interesting. Extra buff. So here's the tweet regarding strengthening Tira. I thought that people might not be happy if King Tyrannos became stronger, so I'm thinking about adding an evolution and implementing a move in Tira. So that pretty much does it for the stream news. Now that the details are out for the Disney collab, I'll briefly look at some of the units that are catching people's eyes, though us in NA might not even get this collab since we didn't get the previous one. They should just give us a Blood and Honey and Steamboat Willie reskins since these characters have entered the public domain. Anyways, Disney introduces units who break other units' damage caps, but instead of being position based like Ordeal Ra or Callan, these cap breaks are based on monster type, meaning that equips that add monster type keep getting better, since they also somewhat matter now for the newer SN dungeons. The most consequential unit from this collab seems to be Genie, who seems to be coming after Geno's throne. Genie is also a 2-unit system that takes care of Orgen, and instead of only cap breaking themselves to 10 million like Geno, Genie cap breaks all of your balance type units to 7.5 billion. So you could easily make up that 2.5 billion cap difference if you have multiple units with high damage multipliers, and even if they're not balance type, you could just use an equip to add that monster type. So depending on your subs, that might already put Genie ahead of Geno when it comes to damage output. I was messing around in PDC, and this time isn't optimal as it sucks at healing, but it could deal around 142 billion damage in a 0.1% super gravity dungeon like SN3. Against that dungeon boss, this stem can exactly do enough damage to bring it down to 50% HP. It's not that impressive since SN3 overall is an easy dungeon. Genie's active skill will also give 1 of 5 random effects, and these are changing the board to 7x6 and giving roulettes on each corner for 1 turn, full unmatchable clear, full awoken bind clear, and generating 2 random combo orb, breaking a shield, and spawning 2 nail orbs, a 5% gravity, and a full board enhance, and a 0.5 attack debuff to Genie themselves. So obviously the last one is a drawback, and the gravity won't matter that much, but those 3 other effects are pretty good. It's gonna be interesting to see if people run Genie teams for fastest title clears. On top of auto losing to some spawns, speedrunners will now add even more randomness if their clears rely on getting a Genie cleric effect in specific floors, or maybe hoping for or relying on back-to-back shield breaks. As for other notable Disney units, there's Aladdin, who's a strong attribute and damage absorption voider and could be a sub in a Genie team, or could be an asymmetrical pairing if you need to add more FUA and want to ignore time debuffs. Jasmine, who's a cleric with tons of utility and is meant to be used in these teams, but as long as you believe in Genie, you don't even need to bring Jasmine. Pooh&Friends also has a cap break for balance types. Along with the standalone Pooh, these 2 units might make light and wood TPA teams somewhat meta. In NA, we recently got Narwa and Ibushi, so could all of these units work together? Probably not. One complaint I had about NNI was their low follow-up attack. Thankfully, transforming Pooh does 8 million, which isn't over the ideal 10 million, but it's still not that bad. There's also the fact that NNI is not a balanced type, but to solve this, just pull more Poohs for his strong equip. Honestly, it doesn't look like NNI will be doing much in a Pooh&Friends team. Transforming Pooh is similar to transforming Rimuru, but trades off the cap break for an unlock and unmatchable effect. So again, you don't really need NNI's active skill, since you don't need the heal orbs. You could run multiple transforming Poohs for Orgen, healing, and 3 turns of unmatchable clear for each Pooh. Then there's the Peter Pan units, who work together to try to make green TPAs happen. These teams have pretty decent bulk due to their high leader skill effective HP, and due to the fact that they have access to a 45% looping shield. Most, if not all of the Pixel Evos have fixed board active skills, so they might become relevant in ranking dungeons. The one with the most potential is probably Pixel Peter Pan, since you can easily make a bunch of L's with this board. At the time of recording, I haven't seen the other Pixel units board, so there might be a better board out there. Stitch has a new active skill that generates combo orbs on the board. Along with that, in the recent JP version update, combo orbs are not capped at 4 combos anymore. Now, this restriction has been removed, and the maximum amount of combos you could possibly do is capped at 255. I don't think there was a combo cap beforehand, but I believe the game would crash at some point. Outside of these units, not much has caught my eye, except maybe Ursula's equip, but I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna look too much into the Disney stuff until it looks like this collab will make it to NA, and again, those chances are very, very low. Imagine we miss out on both Digimon and Disney, that's going to be a whole dead month for the NA server. There's also a non-zero chance we could miss JJK, since the Hong Kong and Taiwan server didn't get the rerun even though they got the debut. I really hope that's not the case for us, and that we at least get one of the other 2 collabs, but we don't know what's gonna happen until it happens. Alright, that does it for this video. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow my Twitch channel if you enjoyed the video. I got a bit preoccupied with my Monster Hunter review, so I couldn't put out this video sooner as I would have liked, since the JP stream stream happened a little over a week ago. I'm even later with my next video, which will be related to team building with a focus on Genie. So keep an eye out for this video, and I would really appreciate any feedback that you have on the structure. See you next time. Goodbye.